community. Peace in our human family. Volume in unity. Divine light shining individually. Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
One love, one growth, as above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul, the red pill dissolved. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians start wars, they don't fight, they send the poor. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one light, light warriors. All right. So, funny part is that I literally started recording this and it wasn't even recording. So this is so funny. I'm here with Friend to a Friend podcast host. If you guys can introduce yourself one more time.
No problem. I'm your host, Chris. Sorry. I'm sorry, not your host. This is your show. So when you're back, I'm back. Old habit. I'm Chris.
And I'm TK. And in our podcast, we talk about life.
Ooh.
We talk about relationships.
Ooh.
And what else we talk about?
Well, everything in between, T.
That's our thing. So pretty much we're friends to a friend. We're coworkers who are also friends, and we used to just like have very extended conversations and oftentimes disagreeing conversations, just about everything in life. And we kind of would always drag our coworkers into those conversations. And we just felt like the whole world should.
Why not just make this a real thing?
Yeah.
Instead of just a thing.
A work thing.
A work thing.
And here we are.
Here we are now.
What I love is how you guys were mentioning about how you guys are okay and comfortable with disagreeing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't do that.
Well, we had to. What I always say is I have a very disagreeable personality. And whatever you say, I probably don't agree. And depending on the person of the conversation, I'll probably tell you that I disagree, and that turns into a bigger conversation. So we got very used to it very quickly. And
we did, and I guess because we got used to like each other's personalities very quickly. So once you know somebody's personality very well, it becomes easier to like, okay, you don't agree with what I do. And it's the respect we have for each other.
That's what I was gonna say. It's all about
mainly respect.
Having the respect with your disagree. How do you disagree? I think on the internet and social media, people are so quick to like judge and be angry, and that's how they choose to disagree. But if you can be respectful of each other, then
exactly. You're like, okay, then there's no bad blood with that disagreement.
Facts. Are you guys from where you guys from? You guys from New Haven? You guys from Bridgeport? You guys from
I'm originally born in Bridgeport, but I live in Naugatuck.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, so
no, no, I'm from Waterbury, Connecticut. So
awesome.
Bridgeport.
Yeah, Waterbury, I got some great memories there. Shouts out to the black owned business up there. God, what is that place called? That restaurant is so good. I can't even think of that restaurant. Art of Yum, yes. We did a few open mics there too with the nonprofit that I work for, and I love their food so much. Shouts out to Art of Yum up there in Waterbury.
Yeah, speaking of Art of Yum, they actually relocated. They're not in their original place. They're in the Mattatuck Museum now. So if you come back looking for them, they're not.
Now you know where they are.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's dope. And so you guys talk about relationships a lot, and what else topics you guys talk about?
Just like a regular mentality and everything, where we have personally, growth, past, present, future, like not just relationships is like one of our main topics to talk about. But we like we said in our intros, like everything in between, we try to keep anything open as possible.
Yeah, what our whole thing is like we talk about life, relationships, and everything in between. So we've got Chris did a really good episode where he talked about how he deals with depression, and that was like a big thing for us. Whenever one of us is going through relationship issues, it's definitely on the podcast.
It's definitely going to be on the podcast.
I've even had my sister, she has her own podcast, Discovering Me. She's talked about like how her mentality and how stress has completely changed her life. So we really talk about just our day-to-day and how we can broaden that and make that relatable to everybody.
That's it. Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful, and I hear that it's a lot of working class voices that are being centered within this podcast, which is what I love so much. It's something that I try to continue to talk about on this podcast as well, because I feel like working class voices are really not as centered in the country as it should be. There's too many. I mean, it's fine to be rich and stuff like that, but not everybody's rich, and not all rich people understand where we all come from, no matter what race they are. So it's so important to have working class voices.
I mean, not everybody's rich yet, but we get in there. But what's funny is, since we work in the same place, and everybody knows where we work, but we try not to say where we work.
Yeah. Oh, not the first episode.
So we try not to mention it by name, but once we start giving stories and talking about like experiences,
everybody now, like,
it's very obvious.
Everyone knows where you work now. We just can't say the name anymore.
Right.
Everyone knows where you work now, because given all the stories, and if you listen to the past conversations,
which are really funny, like
very
the stories
fun.
and stuff. But yeah, I think it's,
you got one already, don't you? That just happened the other day.
I mean, I always have stories. I think you're right. It is important to talk about like the people who are doing like the smaller things in life. I think there's so many podcasts about like how to get rich, or just people talking in general, how to get rich, like how to do this and how to do that. But people don't talk about just their day-to-day experiences working, a job and what comes with that. So I think we definitely give a voice to that, which is
yeah. I feel like we definitely, like you just said, I agree with you. Piggyback what you just said. I think we give a voice because I feel like where we are, position that we are right now in our lives, like a growth space, and also a very common as well. People can relate to easily. That's why a lot of people enjoy our conversations, because a lot of people can relate, and our things are not scripted. Like a lot of podcasts are basically like. There's times like. We just start it and we just start talking. We don't even plan it. We just start talking, and then it turns out one of our favorite episodes.
That's true.
Right. I agree with that too. I've had managers of whoever the guest was. They'll hit me up and be like, "Got any agendas and stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, no. What I like is a genuine conversation, because I don't want to. For my understanding is that a genuine conversation is better than actually like having. Like I'll give like an agenda, like, oh, maybe we're going to talk about this or that. If it's like a doctor that I had on talking about COVID or but what's important is talking about like just getting to know the person. I think that's what's great about podcasting. It's adjacent from interviews and stuff like that, where you're just bombarding people with questions. And that's why I like to have more podcasters on than actual non-podcasters, because you can tell the difference between the dialogue. You can actually have a dialogue, and I hope it encourages people that listen to be more open instead of like being closed and waiting to like maybe ask a question or anything, because that's not what podcast really is. You don't see Joe Rogan doing that, or you don't see Joe Budden doing that really. So I like the raw conversation. I definitely agree with that. But this comes to mind. You guys talk about relationships. Have you heard the Summer Walker album? I know it happened yesterday. It came out yesterday, but
I haven't yet. I listened to it yet. I like when new music drops. It's given our work. I have to listen to new music while I'm working.
Yeah,
it hits different. It's more. It makes you pay attention a lot more instead of just having it play in the background. So I haven't listened to it yet.
But I've heard. I don't know. I mean, as soon as the album comes out, everybody has an opinion. I've heard that it's not what people expected it to be, or not as great as people thought it would be. So I'm gonna have to listen for myself to see what I think.
I tell you right now, I love that album.
Okay.
I don't know the guy that she was dating, but yo, man, I'll be telling my dudes, yo, like, yo, especially the straight guys, my straight friends, like, yo, bro, don't be out here acting up, because these women will expose your ass after.
Against you.
As an artist, I literally say act right or get put on a track. Period. Like we'll end up on a track, and that'll end up being my favorite song, and you're gonna know it's about you, and you shouldn't have did what you did.
And that's why I never did. That's why I never dated music. Like, I'm good.
As an artist, everyone you date becomes your muse. Like it's just, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, it does. It really does. She literally just had. I feel so bad for this guy. Like the world knows now. Like the world knows that he ain't shit.
Let me ask you this. How many songs did she made about the guy or a guy? It was like every song on the album.
About 20 tracks. About 20 tracks. She breaks it down. She breaks it down for you.
Okay.
I respect that.
All right. Hey, all right.
It's so funny. People always say, like, how can you write so many different songs about the same person?
No, it just takes creativity.
Man, if the lot happened, man.
It's just creativity. I mean, J. Cole did it about his best friend, dedicated to his daughter about each song and everything.
It's just
I mean, so you can do about anything.
When them emotions start flowing, man, every day is a different emotion. So you just gotta keep pumping it out.
Like, I'm really interested to listen to it now.
Me too.
I can't wait to go back to work.
Yes. She got JT on there from City Girls. She got Cardi B on there. She got
there we go. That's gonna be an icon right there.
I already know this. Oh man, I'm glad nobody knows who he is because I can already tell.
I'm pretty sure it's 2021. He'll probably tell the world who he is.
Yeah, right.
Like nowadays, Sierra's in it.
Yeah, Sierra's on there. Yep.
I haven't heard Sierra in a minute. I'm excited. I'm gonna listen to that on the way home.
Yeah. Speaking of women artists, one song I'm listening to that's I can't get my head off of Tiwa. You ever heard of Tiwa Savage? She's a Nigerian Afrobeats artist. She has a song with Brandy. She took Brandy out of retirement, and they dropped that hit.
Can you spell that?
Because I'm gonna obviously
Tiwa.
Tiwa.
Got you.
Tiwa Savage.
The
song is called Someday. I believe it's called Somebody Son's Gonna Love Me Someday. Yeah. That song. Yo, fire.
Sounds like a sad song.
I mean,
I think it sounds so the way he just sounds like it's hopeful.
Wait, go ahead. What you say?
I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I said the way you were just singing it, it sounded like the song. It sounded like it might be hopeful, not sad. You know?
I don't think so.
I gotta listen to it. I don't know.
I just feel like I'm gonna love me someday. It's like she going through it.
We all have, man. We all have.
I'll look it up.
She going through it. She's basically like the Nigerian Beyonce.
Ooh,
yes.
Okay. Now,
I feel like she's a Nigerian Beyonce.
Okay. Say less.
I freaking love Beyonce so much.
Yeah. Everybody loves Beyonce. They better. If you don't, you're gonna have some problems.
I was going to say something. I listen to Beyonce.
But you know.
I was about to poke fun. I was like, she all right. Just for fun. I do love Beyonce. I'm talking.
The show canceled. Do not say that.
I mean, with all due respect, it's not my show, so I'll play with you, man. It's all good. I love Beyonce. I got a lot of albums for her. Sasha Fierce is my favorite album.
What you said earlier really resonates with me with talking about mental health issues. That's something that I feel like that needs to be talked about a lot. Do you have like anything? I want to listen to the podcast, but if there's anything that resonates with you, Chris, about how important mental health is in the Black community, like do you have like a small story or something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I go into further detail from my personal experience on the episode. It's season 1. I don't know what episode it was.
I don't know, but that one actually was like kind of like interview style.
That was because like you were asking she was asking the questions and I was answering them. It wasn't, and we didn't rehearse anything. Like she had her questions written down, and said, "I'm not going to say anything to you. I want to catch a genuine answer from you right there on the spot." I said, "No problem. I'll be honest as much as I can." But to explain to answer your question, a lot of stories because me growing up, I've witnessed a lot of Black men before me were telling me to I was shown by other Black men before me that it's a Black man should show emotion.
Right.
I was taught like many other men around my same age or same generation were told to never show emotion. It makes you weak. Never, confess how you feel, especially to women. You're only allowed to show 2 emotions, happiness or anger.
Yeah.
That's really. And my close friends and I, who are all the same age, we all grown up realizing, that's a lie. We realize because we suffer from because you bottling all these emotions in and not releasing them properly, or having somebody to trust to speak with about it, it builds up to a box in your head. And over time, over the years, growing, the box is overfilling. And then when it takes one bad day to bust that box open, and then it can hit you in many different ways. Everybody's different. For me, it took me down like a really dark, sad place. So yeah, depression. It took me it took me to a really dark place. And then one thing I realized is that one of the things I realized to help get move forward with depression is accepting that you have it.
Yes.
Accepting that you have it, and I accepted that I can't get rid of it. I tried for years to get rid of it my own way by just, one, denying that it's even there, and two, just not talking to anybody, thinking I could handle it on my own. And I was very naive with that. So over time, I come to the part of my life where I accept that it's there, but I've done everything I can and still doing to not let it control my life.
This is a great.
Sorry?
No, go ahead. Continue.
No, bro. One thing I realized is that once I realized I acknowledged my depression, I become more comfortable to talk about it. There's a lot of people, Black men especially, who still don't know how to talk about it. They still feel like, nah, I'm down for like discussing that. Like, or you ask them, if you legit ask a person, it doesn't matter who you are, gender or race. If you ask a person, how are you? And nowadays, if they say, yep. And nowadays, if you say, I'm good, I'm all right, I'm okay, they're lying. 9 times out of 10, they're lying.
Oh yeah, it just seems like the norm with that. You know what I mean? Like,
and that is the problem, because people made it so normal. If you're not, it's fine.
That's like the first thing somebody will say, and then like you're automatically expected to say, "Oh, I'm fine," and you're not fine.
You know what it is? I think life is so busy for everybody, really, that it's like people don't. When people ask, how are you? They don't even really have the time to hear your answer anyway. So it's like everyone's on the move. So it's like, oh, how you doing? Good. Okay. Have a good one. And you're out.
It's mostly just small talk. Just to say it. Just to say it, really, sometimes.
And so a lot of
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had the experience where like somebody asks you how you're doing, or you ask them how they're doing, and it's like you give an answer and it's like they didn't even hear you. It's
all the time.
So it makes you not even want to give an actual answer, because it's like I know you don't actually
it's
care.
Like you're saying the thing, you're like, okay, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Are you really asking me, or are you just saying just to say it?
Right.
Because I'm not gonna
start opening up and pouring out.
Yeah. So
and you're like, I gotta go.
So yeah, that's why like it's easier when like if you're close friends, people who actually know you and they're taking the time to talk to you.
Your support system.
Yeah, your support system. Like if they're asking you how are you doing, just be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like I tell my friends all the time, my close friends, how you doing, man? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Today's not a good day for me.
Yeah,
I've learned to never shy away again, because I remember when I told my best friend since I was in first grade. When I told him I had depression, he felt like he failed as a friend because he never knew. And I had to reassure him. Like, I had to reassure him. It is. I had to reassure him because he felt he failed. I said, no, you did not. I got so good at hiding it. It just became like a mask and everything. So if anybody out there listening, if you guys are having a hard time, find the people you trust, people you know for a fact who won't judge you, and just take the time to talk. You don't have to tell everybody. You can tell one person to talk about, honestly, anything that's troubling you. Your past trauma, things you never had peace on or found peace and everything, because that's one of the big things too that can cause depression. Not having peace on your past trauma or your insecurities, or worrying or being too anxious about the future.
Yeah.
And one thing I found that was very interesting that is so easy to do, but it's so hard to do. Listening. You don't have to always give advice. Just the fact that someone is there listening to you can just be so beneficial to that person. You don't have to feel like you have to be obligated to be like, all right, well, maybe you should do this or maybe you should do that. Just listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. Keep your ear open. That helped me a lot with my experience. I got annoyed with people trying to tell me what to do.
I was about to say it kind of will start to deter people from talking to you if every time they try to come to you with an issue, your first instinct is, oh, well, let me solve it.
And 9 times out of 10, it could be it's like your family is the ones who mostly to do that.
Because they care so much.
They care so much. They care so much, but at the same time, it's like I don't need like for example, I don't need. Listen, I love you, Mom, but like your mother, like your parents, would be the first ones to like try to help you and tell you what you should do. They're your parents, and they're trying to look out for you. We all know it's coming from a great place. It's not from a hatred place and all that. But sometimes it's always just listen. I apologize. I got people outside my house doing leaf blowers right now. So if you hear some noise, that's that. My apologies.
No problem. I don't really hear it actually.
One thing too, before I touch up on before I have to skedaddle. Any listeners out there, for people who know people who are suffering from depression, like your close friends, family, or anything like that. Like my man just said, you don't have to always talk. You can just listen. Honestly, sometimes you just being there.
Yeah.
Is honestly means the world to people. There was a short time where a friend of mine, he was going through a tough time, and his pride is real high. He's one of those people who takes a lot of time to open up. I've known this guy for years. Same. And I didn't ask him anything. I just sat down with him. I didn't say a thing. And then he just started crying. And at the end of it, I just said, I love you. So people who know people who have depression, just check on them. Just ask them how they're doing. Ask them genuinely, how are you? Okay, just checking on you. You want to talk? I'm here. And just if you really care about them, just tell them how much you care about them. Just tell them how much you appreciate them in your life. Just reassure them that they matter. Because insecurity, man, can be it's like a small silent killer for the mind. So
yeah, that was dope. That was dope, Chris. I think that's a big deal because especially the pride piece. You know, we're in a society. I'll say this real quick because I know you got to go. We're in a society that's just basically like we have to like be told to build ourselves up for our bootstraps and all this stuff, especially with men. And it's hard to just be comfortable to be like, nah. I'm not really feeling it right now. Or it's hard. It's really difficult. It's a lot of unlearning.
And another thing too that makes it even like more tough mentally on our race, because of our skin. Every time we walk out our homes, we're not fully safe anymore.
Yeah. Especially
now, ever since what's been occurring the past couple of years, more and more. Right. It's becoming more and more terrifying for us to just walk outside the house or even just staying home. Honestly, like we become more afraid every day, and we got more. It adds like another layer. Like thank you to you. It adds another layer to your mentality, and it could take a really negative toll on you. So, and that's something that we can't fix. We can't even control. We just gotta pray to God that we can come home.
And that's not always something. Explain to people.
You really can't. Sadly, they may never understand, and we're not mad at you that you may never understand. It's just that we're just sad that it's happening, and we may never have peace with that, and that like somewhat, especially like I have a son, and it makes me terrified. He's mixed, but still people out there. If you're black, they're just gonna see you're black. They don't care about the other side. You're black.
I tell my little cousins that shit all the time.
It's scary, man. But at the same time, we got to be honest. We got to be realistic.
Yeah.
And just protect yourself, protect your mind, and just don't let the negatives overwhelm you or control your life. Mm-hmm. Whether we like it or not, negatives are going to be there, problems are going to be there. But if you're still alive, you can still do something about it.
Word. Yeah, that's facts. everybody listening in. We talking about some real shit right now. Real shit. Got a friend to a friend podcast right here. We got TK, right? That's your nickname, TK.
Yeah.
TK. We got Chris. So how do you feel? I want to ask more questions about the kids. We might have to do a different time because I know you got to go. It's already 2:20.
I apologize, man. I would love, honestly, I'm loving this vibe right now. I would love to do this, honestly. Shoot, if anything, you probably do it for like next episode. Whenever you're free, bro, you let us know. We can do it as soon as possible, honestly, because I would love to continue the conversation as well. We can have you on our show and to talk about more.
I'll come through.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out. We should do that. And you're in Connecticut. Wait, you didn't? Where are you located?
New Haven.
Okay, cool. So we're close.
Yeah, we're close. So we can definitely make something happen.
We can set that up.
We can definitely set that up.
Word,
so I apologize that I have to cut this episode short.
No problem.
Gotta attend to things.
No problem. So we're gonna end it here, and I'm definitely gonna stay in touch with you guys, and we're gonna get back together. I love this vibe and this conversation that we're having right now. I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you, TK. Thank you, Chris. Check out Friend to a Friend podcast. If you like what we just talked about now, these are the type of shit that they talk about all the time. So you definitely need to tune in. All platforms, right? Or what's your main platform?
And don't worry, it's not. We don't have some deep, dark conversation like this every episode. We have some funny ones too.
Actually, most of the time we're very annoyingly
lighthearted.
Word.
Every now and then you gotta have these kind of talks.
Yeah, it's necessary. But we want to say thank you so much for having us on, and we really appreciate it.
Facts. Thank you so much. I send my blessings out and have a very good day.
You as well.
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume and unity. Divine light shining individually. Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
One love, one growth, as above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul, the red pill dissolved. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians start wars, they don't fight, they sit the poor. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one light warrior.